So coming up on the channel, I'm going to do a rebuild on the front shocks because the aluminium part here, the upper tube, is getting pretty badly corroded and no servicing's been done on these, and the fork oil should be done every 30,000 kilometers, which I'm at 46 I think on the bike. So I've got new ones of these coming, been waiting 3 months, hopefully they'll be here soon. Got the upper bush that slides up. The tube is fixed on this end and this one slides on this part of the tube. And then we have a spacer ring, we ordered that. We've got the oil seal and then we've got the dust seal coming. So this is the Ducati technician's service manual. So before you take the fork out of the bike, you want to loosen up the top cap that screws into the fork. Alright, item 10, while it's still in the vehicle. And then loosen the preload adjuster A, which is that one there. This hexagon here, loosen that all the way off. So then this cap will wind out, and then you need the special tool to hold the spring. So these screws here clamp onto this tube, and then you pull the spring pressure down and you slip the plate in under the nut here. So that will hold the spring pressure, and then you can undo the top nut here that holds the dampener rod, this rod here, and then that'll come out, and then you can put an extender rod on here so that this doesn't drop and disappear inside the fork. And then you can take the spring loader off, you need to pull it down and pull the shim out, and then you can let the spring pressure off. Then you can empty the oil out, loosen off the dampener part down the bottom here. So where you got it here, you can pump this back and forward to help pump oil out. So this is your compression screw, alright, compression adjuster screw. So you can wind that right out, item 27, comes right out of the bottom of the fork up here. 27, a little seal, and then you can remove the dust seal, move the dust seal off, and then there's a little ring, wire ring clip behind the dust seal and in front of the oil seal. And then you basically just pull the shock off, and that'll pull the seal out and it'll remove the upper aluminium from the lower tube. And then you have the two bushes. This one's Teflon on the inside, so it slides on the metal tube, and this one's Teflon on the outside, so it slides in the aluminium tube, and it remains stationary on this one. So dust seal, ring clip, oil seal, and then the spacer, and then the bush. So there's a length on the spring here that says service limit 270 millimeters. Okay. And then basically reassembling, put some tape over the end where the bush is, and then you can slide the dust seal and the oil seal on without catching them on the sharp edges here, and then you can put your Teflon bushes on here. So then you have everything, all the new parts are on, and then you need a special tool to push the seals in, because the dust seal needs to go up inside the aluminium tube. So this is a special tool. I'll be making this tool. And then back to the compression adjuster screw and bits. So they go back in. And then you top up with the oil. So it says here, here's your oil. Shell Advance 4, 7.5 weight, I think that's what they call it from. And then it gives you a capacity of how much to put in. And then it gives you a measurement from the top as well. Oh, back to there, so 104 millimeters from the top to the oil level. Right, and then the oil affects the final position of the compression stroke. Higher oil level increases compression. Loading, low oil level will decrease it. So you can have a slight difference on that depending on what kind of feel you want in the fork. And then you want to pump your dampener rod up and down to help get any air out of the system. So then you're going to fit the spring, put the spring tensioner tool back on, and then it's refitting the rebound adjuster, E, yeah, redo these nuts, and then screw the cap back down, and that should be your forks done.